Our News is brought to you by Alive.
Good evening, I'm Andrew Knowles, and thanks so much for joining us. The HEADKNOWLES Foundation officially launching distribution of hurricane supplies this week and assisting over 200 families. Our Giorgio Bain reports.
The HEADKNOWLES Foundation officially began distribution of hurricane relief supplies from its Gladstone Road headquarters earlier this week. Founder Gina Knowles said that they were busy assisting those the foundation brought in from the affected islands first.
Earlier this week, we did probably 100 families each day. So yesterday was the first, because everybody was like, oh, and then I distributing. First of all, I don't need to tell you what I'm doing. This is a private entity. So because we're doing things organized and we don't want to deal with all of the chaos and fighting and craziness, we called the people who we 100% knew came in from Abaco and Freeport. So everybody gets a blanket, sheets, box of food, a box of hygiene, water, cleaning supplies, and if you have babies, we'll give you the baby pampers and food. And it's trolley. We get a trolley straight. Boom, you're in, you're out.
The second round of donations is slated for distribution as early as next week. She urged affected residents to bring identification to qualify.
What takes the longest is definitely the line, because then we have to register you. We have to make sure that you're legit, and we try to make sure you're from Abaco or Freeport, and then we put it in the system and log it in and check you out and see how many people you have in your family. And we tell people, if you do come, make sure bring everybody's ID, because we have people coming saying they have 15 kids.
There have been persons seeking to take advantage of the situation, according to Knowles.
We had somebody come here and they asked for financial assistance. First of all, I told them, I was like, I'm not, she's like, oh, you could just write me a check. And I was like, oh, okay, let me get my checkbook. You know, I don't know who she is. I don't know where she came from, but it was really, and she started carrying on like a psycho. And she was like, oh, you're supposed to be there to help everybody. I don't know what type of foundation this is.
The foundation is now in need of building supply donations to assist those affected with rebuilding their homes and businesses. Reporting for Our News Weekend Edition, I'm Giorgio Bain.
From the crime beat, one of two men who was shot by police yesterday has died in hospital. Meanwhile, the other man is listed in stable condition. The pair were involved in a high-speed chase and shootout with police. According to reports, CDU officers were on patrol when they observed a red Honda Accord traveling at a high rate of speed. When officers attempted to stop the vehicle, the occupants reportedly opened fire on them and then led police on a high-speed chase into Pinewood Gardens. That's where the vehicle crashed and burst into flames. 3 men exited the car and opened fire on the officers, who fired back, injuring 2 of them. The third man escaped on foot. We're told 2 of the officers sustained minor injuries and were taken to hospital. A 9mm pistol and magazine were recovered from the scene. Meantime, a prison officer was arrested last evening after being found in possession of drugs. Police were reportedly conducting a road check at the junction of Soldier and Wolf Roads shortly before 10 last night. That's when they observed a white Honda Accord approaching at a high rate of speed. Officers say the driver refused to stop when he was instructed to do so and allegedly attempted to hit the officer who signaled him to stop. That officer discharged his firearm. Officers then pursued the vehicle into the Camp Road area where the driver stopped. Once they searched the vehicle, they found a quantity of marijuana. He was taken into custody. Police also confiscated more marijuana last evening. Officers were on patrol on Jackson Street in Nassau Village, where they searched an area and discovered a white plastic bag containing 85 foil-wrapped packages of marijuana hidden in a trash can. There was no arrest made in this incident, and investigations are ongoing. And police are appealing for the public's assistance in apprehending the suspects responsible for 2 armed robberies yesterday. A man was in the area of Pigeon Plum Street shortly after 9 yesterday morning when he was approached by 2 men, one armed with a firearm, who robbed him of his cell phone and cash before making good their escape in a silver Nissan Note. In the second incident, a man was robbed of cash by 2 armed men in the area of a business establishment on Mackey Street. The men fled on foot. Anyone who may have information that can assist police with their investigations into these 2 incidents are asked to contact the Central Detective Unit at 502-9991 or 2, Crime Stoppers at 328-TIPS, or the nearest police station. Well, still ahead tonight, Rev employees get to dunk their bosses, and it's all for a good cause. That story and more when Our News, the Weekend Edition, returns.